welcome back to another video. Today we'll be discussing about how to prepare for a recession. As you may have already seen, the stock market has been going crazy. There's been a lot of downs and then it goes back up and then it's going down again. Also, now the government is reporting that the unemployment rate has also increased, thus showing us that a recession is just probably around the corner and that we should probably start preparing. So it becomes vitally important to get through the recession, but also to capitalize on the recession to come out ahead. So today I'll be discussing my 5 steps that you can take to come out ahead in this upcoming recession. Before we dive deeper into this video, please hit the like button down below, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to help grow our channel. Now that you hit the like button, let's dive in. To prepare for the recession, the first thing I would say that you need to focus on is having an emergency fund. And if you already have an emergency fund, I would focus on increasing that fund. I know this seems like common sense that we should have an emergency fund for unexpected expenses, but you'd be surprised how many North Americans struggle with this concept. A survey conducted by Forbes showed that 70% of the respondents are either living paycheck to paycheck, or probably even worse, that their income doesn't even cover their standard expenses. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck and an unexpected expense comes your way, this will put your financial life in jeopardy, especially if you end up losing your job. So it's really important that you have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. And if you already have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, I would focus on growing your emergency fund from 6 to 9 months so that you can keep your mind at ease and you can weather the storm without panicking. So this way, if you do end up losing your job during the recession, you can keep your mind at ease, focus on bettering your resume, and just applying. Now moving on to the second step, I'd probably focus on reducing your high interest debt. With a potential recession looming, the last thing I want to do is pay 22.9% interest on my credit card debt, as this is just bad debt and really isn't adding value to my net worth. Currently, the average credit card debt per household is averaging around $7,951. As we can see, the average credit card debt per household has been growing continuously over every year. This is terrible for every household because credit cards usually hold anywhere from a minimum of 18% interest to all the way up to 24%. So it becomes really important to pay down this credit card debt, as this excess interest is just really waste of money and doesn't really help you produce any income. Once your credit card debt is paid, you can use the same money to either pay down crucial expenses such as your mortgage, or move this money into investments and help you grow your net worth. So if you have credit card debt right now, I would buckle down and try to pay that off as soon as possible. Maybe start taking a portion of your paycheck every single month and put it towards that debt. So you can use this money in different aspects as needed during the recession. Now, the third aspect that I would focus on is having a steady income during the recession. Keeping a steady income, such as your job or business, becomes really important during a recession, as most employers are looking to cut employees, as that's their easiest way to increase your net income and easiest way to reduce your costs. And for businesses, most people don't want to buy things that they don't need during that time, so individuals start cutting back. So it becomes important to become a valuable asset to your employer, or if you're running a business, maybe providing a service or a product that may be recession proof. Having steady income during a recession will help you avoid financial crisis. You'll be able to afford your housing, your food, and health care without dipping into savings and accumulating extra debt. Having a stable income means you can keep up with your debt payments without worsening your credit score. Honestly, overall, it'll just reduce your anxiety and stress by having that income. Also, the term cash is king becomes really important during a recession. A lot of people will be struggling with cash flow at this time, which gives you the opportunity to go buy real estate or stocks at a discounted price. But overall, by having steady income, you can maintain the same lifestyle that you have without making any major changes. The fourth aspect, which I think, in my opinion, is the most important, is do not panic if there's a mass sell-off in the market. In my opinion, this may be the hardest aspect to follow because the news will be hammering down how bad the market's doing. Your coworkers or friends will be just freaking out and maybe trying to salvage their portfolio, and they would advise you to do the same. The truth is, if your overall portfolio is focused on the long run, you should be fine, as the market will eventually rebound. Something I have discussed before, research done by Terryton Devar found that if you invest in the S&P 500 over a 15-year period, the chance of you actually making money are 99.8%, and the chance of you actually losing money are only 0.2%. So if you're investing in index funds in the long run, I wouldn't worry about it. And if you're investing in individual stocks, I'd focus on the company's financials. If the fundamentals of the corporations have not changed and the future of the corporation still looks bright, then I probably wouldn't panic sell. By selling, you're probably just going to lose money in the short run for the market and the corporation to recover within a year or two. So it becomes really important to control your emotions during a recession and not letting the media and your coworkers and friends freak you out into selling your stocks, especially when it really doesn't make sense to. Now, this leads us to the fifth aspect, which is also pretty scary in my opinion, and that is to keep buying your investments. Again, I know it's difficult. Saying on the news that the market's all red and markets dropped, and the market may keep dropping. However, living in this fear, you're going to lose out on good investments. And here's the thing. Most recessions only last from 6 to 18 months. And if you take a look at the prior recessions that we have been from 2000s onwards, we can see that the 2000 and 2002 dot-com bubble, the bear market lasted 2.5 years. And then it took several years for the market to recover. And then we had the 2008-2009 financial crisis. This is when the S&P 500 fell 50% from its peak, but it began to recover early 2009. Within 1 year, it had recovered 64%, and within 2 years, it had recovered over 84%. And then came the 2000 COVID recession. But also, the market saw a sharp recovery as well within months, as it was driven by unprecedented stimulus measures and the vaccine rollout. I do understand the past does not predict the future. However, as we see, the market's only recovered faster and faster, and then it goes to hit all-time highs. So if you're not investing, there's a very good chance you might miss out. So it's important to capitalize on when the market drops. I personally have extra money set aside, so when the market does drop, I will add more money to my monthly allocated amounts. So in the end, that we come out on top when the recession ends. I hope you guys enjoy these 5 steps that you can take to capitalize on the upcoming recession. I hope you guys found some of the tips useful so that you can use them and implement them in your own life. Please watch out for future videos, and until next time, remember to keep investing.